Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you could play a song called Animals by Garrix on acoustic guitar. And we're going to end up capoing this on 1st fret, but we start with some licks around an E minor chord. And when you play E minor, first finger goes to the A string on the 2nd fret, second finger goes to the D on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds like E minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. And there's this cool little lick actually in the background through the intro where you could go open E, and then 2nd on the D, 2nd on the A, 2nd on the D, and that's called an arpeggio actually, where you're kind of breaking up the chord, or kind of breaking up the E minor. So you kind of hold down the E minor and kind of get that to happen. Or if you wanted to, you can make that a little bit higher lick by playing the D string, high E string, B string, and then high E string. So we're going D, E, B, E, so you may want to kind of think about using that lick kind of around the E minor. Now a lot of times with a song like this though, to kind of fill time, I like using something called a strum pattern. Now one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So you took the E minor, just tried that a lot. You got down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So you could kind of use that for your intro too, just to strum through it. Now a lot of times with a song like this too, I like to add bass notes to my strum pattern. So you could play the low open E for your E minor, and then kind of keep your down, up, down, up. So it's kind of a bass, down, up, down, up, bass, down, up, down, up. Now another strum pattern you may want to think about through this song though too is something called a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is right now if you're tapping your foot to the beat, we're kind of dividing that into 2 parts with our down, down, up, down, up. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that beat into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns to work with is a long down, 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 up, down, down, down. And what I mean by that is if you take the E minor and do it down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you do on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you're doing a down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the third beat, you're doing up on 2, down on 3. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the last beat, you're going down, up, down, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So all together, you got down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. And you could add basses to that too. So you can do low E for a bass. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or bass, bass. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or even bass, bass. Down, down, up, bass, down, up, down. Could be kind of cool options on that. And then we're basically keeping that E minor going until we kind of hit some licks actually where we kind of, you might want to think about, especially if you're designing a cover for yourself, you might want to think about just kind of doing a down kill it at some point. There are a couple places where kind of big hits could be very, very cool through the song. But then there's this really cool keyboard lick that comes in that you could play low or you could play high. And if we'll go low first, you could play open E twice, and then 2nd on the low E, and then 3rd fret on the low E, and then open D, and then open A 3 times, and then 3 on the low E, and then 2 on the low E, and then open E. So you're going E, E, F sharp, G, D, A, G, F sharp, D, E, E, F sharp, G, D, A, G, F sharp, D. Or you could go to the D string on the 2nd fret and kind of play that for your E notes, and then go to 4th fret on the D string for the F sharp note, open G, 3rd on the B string for the D note, and then 2nd on the G for an A note, and then open G, and then 4 on the D string for F sharp, and then 2nd on the D for an E note. So you can kind of move it up or shift it by octave or play it higher with the same note names. E, E, F sharp, G, D, A, G, F sharp, D. And randomly, if you wanted to, with some of those licks, you may want to kind of experiment with kind of adding in the open E string as kind of your bass note, and I'm kind of doing that hybrid picking, so I'm using my pick for my bass and kind of using my fingers for the other notes of the lick. So you may want to kind of experiment with kind of adding in some bass notes. That might be kind of a cool idea through the song. And then from there, then we go into what I'm calling our verse, and our verse actually starts with this really cool lick, or actually that lick we were just talking about. But now you could back that up with chords too, that O, 2, 3, O, 3, 2, O. And if you were going to back it up up with chords, you could start on an E minor chord, but then we could make a change to a G major chord. When we play G major, first finger goes to A on the second fret, second finger on the low E string on the third fret, and then the third finger on the high E string on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And then from the G, we'd be going to a D major chord, kind of for that A note. When we play D major, first finger goes to the G on the second fret, second finger on the high E on the second fret, and then third finger on the B string on the third fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major chord. And then we can kind of back up that last E note with another E minor. So you could kind of be thinking chords through that. E minor, ba da da, G da, D da 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 da, E minor. And we could do our strum patterns through that too. You could take the down, down, up, down, and kind of half it for the E minor, G, D, and E minor. So you could do kind of a down, down, up on those chords. And then kind of hit the E minor after that, kind of with our full strum pattern. Up, down, E minor, down, down. Up, down, E minor, down, down, G, down, down, D, down, down, E minor, down, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down. Or if you wanted to add basses to that, you could do E minor with kind of a bass down up. G would have a low E string for your bass down up. D would have a D for the bass down up. And then E minor would have your low E string for the bass down at the end. So you have E minor with a bass down up, G with a low E bass down up, D with a D bass down up, E minor with a low E bass down up, E minor bass down up, down, E minor with a low E bass down up, down, E minor with a low E bass down, G with a low E bass down, D with a D bass down, E minor with a low E bass down, E minor with a low E bass down, down, E minor with a low E bass down, down. Now if you're digging on the 16th though, you could kind of work that as kind of a down, down, down up on those halving parts. So you have E minor with a down, 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 C down, 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 D down, 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 E minor down, 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 E minor down, down, and you can use your full strum pattern. Down, 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 G down, 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 D down, 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 E minor down, 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 E minor down, 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 down. Or you could add basses to that. E minor bass, down, down, G low E bass, down, down, D with a D bass, down, down, E minor low E bass, down, down, E minor bass, down, down, up, down, 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 E minor bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. And then from there, then we go into kind of a pre-chorus part where we start with kind of this other lick that kind of starts on the D string second fret. And then you go to third fret on the D string. And then we go back to second fret on the D at the end. So we're kind of going E, 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 F, 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 E. E, 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 F, 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 E. And if you wanted to, you could kind of back up that F note with an F major chord. If you know the bar F major, you do your first finger across the entire first fret, second finger on the G string second fret, third finger on the A on the third fret, and the pinky on the D string on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds like F major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. A good substitute for that is something called F major 7, that we play F major 7. First finger goes to the B string on the first fret, second finger on the G string on the second fret, and third finger on the D string on the third fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds like F major 7. It sounds really, really happy. So you might want to think about kind of using the E minor and the F to kind of back it up. And it might even be cool to kind of take the flat of your right hand and kind of lay it down on top of the saddle to get almost like a muted quality out of it. So that might be kind of a cool way to kind of accent that on the pre-chorus. I'm just thinking that'd be a cool variation. Or you can even go low for those notes too and go E, 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 F, 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 G on the low E string too. So you may want to kind of think about using that to kind of accent things through that part. And then from there, then we go into our chorus part. And our chorus part actually has this really cool little lick where you play the open B string 4 times, and then second on the G string 3 times, and then open G, and then open D, and then second fret on the D string, and then we go open B 4 times, and then we go to second on the G 3 times, and then we go to first fret on the B, and then open B. And we end up doing that 3 times, kind of that B, 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 A, G, D, E, B, 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 A, C, B, 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 A, G, D, E, B, 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 A, C, B. And then we kind of have a tag on that where we go to open G 2 times, second on the G, open B, and then third fret on the B string. So we're going G, G, A, B, D. Is kind of the accent of that. G, A, B, D. And you may want to kind of think about backing up that lick with kind of the E minor, D, G, D. It's kind kind of how that would work. So you could kind of work it as the lick even, and you might want to kind of think about adding in the open E string to that lick. It's kind of your bass there. So it's kind of all E minor through that part until we hit that last lick, and then we got kind of E minor, and then we go to a D, and we could even add a D string to that for the bass, third on the low E string for the open B, and then D string for the D. So you could kind of work that as kind of the open, so open and 2, open and 3, 3 and open is kind of the accent to that. Or if you just want to strum through that part, you'd end up doing E minor and a total of 6 times or 7 times, and then we'd end up with kind of just a big accent on E minor, D, G, D. So we tried that with our down, down, up, down. We had E minor, down, up, down, E minor, down, 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 down, up, down, E minor, D, G, D. Or you could try adding basses to that. So you could even make it kind of a bass down, up, 7 times. They kind of make those accents. Or you, if you're working the 16th pattern, on that part, it might be kind of cool to do the E minor with kind of a down, 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 up, and then hit the D for a down, and then the G for a down, and then D for a down. So we have E minor, down, 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 up, down, 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 E minor, E minor, E minor. So I would kind of try and think about it that way too, kind of learn the 16th, or you can even add basses to that. That would work too, like doing down, down, up on each one. That might be a little bit easier to have. So E minor, down, down, D, down, G, down, D, down. It just kind of depends on your speed of that, and you can almost kind of get the basses in on it too. Kind of a bass down, a bass down, a bass down, a bass down. And then from the chorus part, then we go into kind of back into our intro, and we kind of repeat all our parts. Now the weird part is to play along with Martin Garrix though, instead of starting on an E minor, he's starting on an F minor chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo and put it on 1st fret, and now your E minor is really an F minor chord, your G major is really an A flat major chord, and then the D major is really an E flat major, and when we get to the F major, it's really a G flat major. But you could still kind of kick it off with kind of those opening licks, kind of working that E idea, or you could even try adding in kind of open E's to that, actually, kind of working those arpeggios around the E minor. Or you could just strum through it. Then you have the E minor, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down. Or you could add basses to that and kind of work as a bass down, up, down, up. So E minor, really bass, down, down. Or you could do it with your 16th pattern. E minor. Or you could add basses to that. There's a lot of different ways you can kind of work it around that intro. And then from there, you might want to kind of use that E minor hit kind of idea for where those stop time things are. And then we kind of have our verse lick come in where we got that 0, 2, 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, or we could take that high, and you might want to kind of think about using those basses for that. Through a lot of that, or you can even kind of try and make that move. That would be interesting. And kind of get in the E minor and the G and the D bass too. Or you could just strum through that, and then we have E minor down, down, G down, down, D down, down, E minor down, down, E minor down, down, up, down, E minor down, down, up, down. Or we could add bass down, G bass down, D with the D bass down, E minor D bass down, bass down, up, down, E minor, low bass down, up, down, or the 16th down, down, G, down, down, D, down, down, E minor, down, down, E minor, down, 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 E minor. Or you could add basses to that, E minor, down, down, G, D with the D bass, E minor, low bass down, down, bass down, E minor, G, E minor. there, then we'd be going into our pre-chorus where we got kind of that E, F, 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 E, lick, E, F, 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 E, which you could kind of back up with those chords, that E, F, E minor, or E, F, 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 E. So you may want to kind of play around with that. And then from there, then we go into kind of our chorus part where we got that O, 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 2, 2, 2, O, O, 2, O, 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 2, 2, 1, O, lick. And you may want to kind of add in the open E's to that to kind of get some bass, you know, kind of two-part. I just think that'd be a really cool thing to kind of try through that part. And then E minor, D, D, G, D. It's kind of that accent, that E. Or we could strum through that part with our down, down, up, and have E minor, down, up, down, E minor, down, 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 down, up, down, E minor, D, G, D. Or we could add basses to that and make it a bass down, up, down, and you still have your accent at the end. Or we could try our 16th pattern and have the E minor, E minor, E minor, E minor, E minor, E minor, or you could add basses to that. E minor, E minor, E minor, E minor. That's the basics of how you can strum through Animals by Martin Garrix. So good luck!